I was doing pretty good until he ended up killing somebody.
Hey, this is Matt Cox, and I'm here with Lawrence. And Lawrence owned one of, or was a part of, or in my opinion, basically was a part of, or ran one of the largest grow operations in, is it Kansas? No.
Nebraska.
In Nebraska?
Yes, man.
It's one of those square states up north. All right, so let's see. Yeah, so hey, do me a favor, and if you watch the video and you like the video, do me a favor and subscribe. Hit the like button. Hit the bell, hit the notification, hit the like button, share the video, leave a comment, the whole thing. And so we're going to jump into the story right now. So basically, Lawrence, so you were born in what? Vietnam.
Yes.
What? All right.
I came to the United States when I was like 8 years old.
All right.
And
with both your parents, or
no, just my mom.
Right.
We were on a fishing boat, and we were escaped from Vietnam '87. I think I was like.
Your dad was what?
No, I don't have a father.
Well, it's not immaculate conception. You have a father.
I do have a father, but like I disappeared my mom.
Right.
Man.
So this was a U.S. a GI, or was it?
Oh yeah, my mom's first husband, he's a GI.
Okay.
And her second husband, that's my father, and the guy disappeared my mom after I came out.
Okay.
So my mom came to the United States with this GI widow because her first husband died.
Right. All right.
And I go by his last name because he Vietnamese traditions. I just carry the guy's last name because I don't really have a fucking last name myself.
That's fine. I don't know. You can cuss. You can cuss.
So I came to Thailand in '87.
So you went to Vietnam. From Vietnam to Thailand because the communists were taking over. Is that
correct?
Okay.
That's when everybody like shit hits the fan. Everybody was like,
man,
gotta get
out of Dodge. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was kind of crazy because there's 3 days on a fishing boat. On a boat we had no water. The grown up fucked everything up for us. So it was like no water, no food, and we were just like stranded into like the oceans, floating for like 3 days with no water. Luckily, the Thailand ship fishermen rescued us, and the American GIs came and all that bullshit. That's why I end up here.
Well, so you went to Thailand, and then you what? Then you migrated here, like
on a
US
refugee camp. Yes.
Okay. How long were you in the refugee camp?
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, I was like
6 months at 8 years old in a refugee camp.
Yeah, fucking A, ain't it? So it got worse when I came to America, and I live in Washington, and they placed me in like this it's like a hood. So like my first experience was like seeing all those guys, gangsters, like it was like the late 80s. So it was like you see like that was like a crack era and all that bullshit. So it was like the hood.
Right.
And Seattle, so it was kind of like messed up, you know what I'm saying? So I seen all this, and I was just kind of like, wow, kind of scary when it intimidate you when you're 8-year-old.
Scarier in Seattle than it was in Vietnam?
Well, Vietnam, I didn't really.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm just saying I would be terrified in Vietnam. But, just to me, especially during the war and even after the war, even worse.
Yeah,
well, obviously
it was worse in the countryside. But when you're young, like growing up in Vietnam, when you're young, you don't really understand how it is. But when I get older in America, I understand these people. I start understanding things in America,
right?
Like why there's guys like dealing drugs. I was like, why the guys doing that? And then, that's the shit I see when I'm growing up, in Seattle. So it's kind of messed up.
Okay.
And from that on, I that's where I learned how to like sell weed and all that bullshit from all those guys. So growing up, it was pretty poor. It was in the hood, so it was ghetto. My mom, she had a boyfriend and my stepdad. And she had a kid with him, and the love, it was like after my sister came out, it feels like I was like gone.
Your sister came.
Yeah, I was like after my mom had my little sister in 1990, and I was still like maybe 12 years old, I think. Yeah, 12 years old, and it feels like all the love that went to my little sister more, and I was left alone. And that time I had ADHD, and in Asian culture we don't understand that shit. Right. So we don't believe in that, what ADHD is, because I can't concentrate in school. For some reason, when I start reading, the words start like faded away and start going here. I can't. And I try to explain that to my mom, and nobody really believed me shit. So I can't really go to school. I don't really speak English, so I'm getting punked in fucking school, getting bullied, and go home. My mom couldn't figure out why I couldn't, why I'm doing bad and this and that. So that leads me to the other side of life when I start hanging out with older guys like around the neighborhood.
You started hanging out with
I started hanging out with like all those Asian, older cats around me. I was like 13, 12, but they were like 18, 19. They would drive like nice cars. Fucking back then, Jericho was a fucking big thing for Asian people too. So that's how they look. So and I hang around with them, and I would skip school, hang around with them all the time. I just learned how to so that's how you steal a car. That's how you did this. So that's, okay, that's how you buy shit like that. So I was learning all the street shit instead of the school shit, because for me to see shit and learn it, it's more like I was learning the experience more than being in school, because I couldn't fucking do it. And so that on, it leads me to 16 years old. After that, I was 16. Me and my stepdad had an altercation, so I left the house. I never came back. So I dropped out of high school, left the house. Here I am with all my little homies, and what we did for money was at daytime we go like rob houses, and at nighttime we go jack cars. Like steal stereos and rims and shit. We're like fucking little kids. We just want to get high and smoke weed and fuck bitches. Right. Those what we do. We just fuck kids, Right. So instead of going to school, so we have an apartment, all my boys, we just live there. That's what we do. Until like I start like selling weed. First I sell like crack, coke, all that, but I didn't like the game.
Right.
It's a fucking dirty game. I see people's life miserable. I hate it. And what I like about weed is because the charge is less, and I don't kill people.
Right.
I don't have to do scummy shit, this and that. I'm just fucking sell weed.
And you're just dealing with guys that just want to smoke pot.
Correct, sir. Like those kind of things. So that's why I like the weed game. I started like 20 sacks, selling pounds, went up to like 5 pounds, 20 pounds. From that 16 on, I just kept hustling. And then I had guys that sell my weed, but I was all right. And I met my girl. Her name was Rainey. I had a little son, 1999,
How old were you?
Roughly. Yeah, probably 40, 41. So
you were 40?
No. I was 19. My bad.
You were probably 19.
Yeah.
19. Yeah.
So I had him, and we had a good thing. But that time I was young, so I was kind of like still fucking around, thinking this and that, and I cheated on her. Kills me. So she finds out about it, and we broke up. So that was in 03. And I left.
That's when you went to
I want to escape
Canada.
I have to go somewhere. I was like, I fucked up, man.
Right.
I fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? So I went to, and I heard my family was like in this game too, like the Grow Week game. And I want to like, since I just want to go experience a new game, So I went up to stay in Canada. I like the people there, Toronto. So I stayed there for another 2 years.
So you had family members in Toronto,
Yes.
and they were also selling weed. So you went up there to kind of figure out how to grow it?
No, just for like vacations.
Oh,
kind
okay.
of like just getting
to get away. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to get away,
Okay.
And then I stumbled into that. Yeah, but I know like they were growing from, I know it because
Right.
they're doing pretty good. And so it's kind of like went over there, I chill, learn it, Then that's how I got into it.
But what did you learn? You learned that they were growing it?
I learned how to grow.
They showed you how to grow it?
The guy that later on I got caught with, that's actually he's my partner. He's like fucking 20 years older than me. I call him uncle. But he's actually my partner in Canada already. We had a house together. We were doing it. So, that's how I was able to sustain myself all this time. Just from weed and shit. So I was learning how to grow weed in Canada, and we had a house up there. So I was learning while I was working with him. But I was having fun too. So I'm single. I'm just like, man, I don't know, bro. That time of my life, I was pretty fucked. I was party all the time,
Yeah, but you're like 19, 20 years old. How long were you up in Canada for?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah. So when I went to, and then I heard I had a family in Nebraska. So no, me, I had no fucking family or brothers, nothing like that. So every time I heard a family member, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Let's go see them.
Right.
So I went over here, and then I just, fucking around. I stayed for like Nebraska for 2 weeks, and I was smoking weed, and I was like, this some fucking brick weed. Like seeds and stem. I haven't seen this shit since like 1994.
Right.
You get what I'm saying, bro?
Well, that's from like what? The
Mexican Bammer.
Mexican.
Yeah, the
okay,
Mexican
yeah.
fucking bricks where you just throw people. This shit's hilarious. So I was smoking that shit. It takes me like 20, 30 minutes to get out of fucking seeds and stems and all the bullshit. And I figure, why don't I just fucking grow the shit? It's called, the shit I'm growing is called BC buds. Because I took the clone from Canada and bring it back. So that's how I got it. I started that.
Right.
I started. That's how I started it.
But this is in Nebraska.
Yeah. So I took Canada.
Right. You took the Canadian weed, you brought it there, and you start growing it there.
Growing it.
I mean, was it right away you bought a house and you converted it?
No, I mean, it was kind of like, I didn't buy the house and convert it, like crazy converted. I can't afford a fucking nice house. So what I did was, the rent to own bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So what I did was, this guy, he had a house on 33X Street, and it was a shitty fucking house, like 1-bedroom house, so fucking shitty. So I bought this house to rent to own, give him $5,000, and my payment was $500 a month. That was it. You know what I'm saying? And it was rent to own.
Man, that must have been a shitty house.
It was a shitty house, bro. So I was growing in my living room. And we had like this little fucking, like, back in 100 years ago, to dig some shit underground. It was like a fucking, I don't know, it was about 10 by, no, it's like 7 by 7. Just enough for me to veg weed.
Right.
So it was like 2 stage, vegging and blooming. So I veg my weed down there and I flower on my living room. And 03, 04, my ex, my girlfriend, she hit, this bitch fucking called me up, but like, yo, I can't take care of your son. So here I am, fucking gotta take care of my fucking son. That motherfucker's like 4 years old, So, no, 5 years old. So I got raised him. We were like living in this little room, and the living room's full of weed. And I gotta tell this guy, yo, do not tell nobody about what daddy doing. And
so did you went? So you went back to Seattle, picked him up, and brought him back, or
the
she
bitch
had
dropped
come?
him. She dropped him off.
She just showed up in Nebraska and said, "Here."
No, she called me up.
Well, I know.
Yeah, but she showed up and she's like, I can't take care of him. You're gonna take care of him. You used to step up some shit. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm living in a grow house. Right.
You see my living room, so
right.
So when she came over, she didn't stay in my house. I would have to put her a motel because the room wasn't big enough. Just me. It's me and Ick, you know what I'm saying? And, that was it. A fucking TV, a bed, and a little fridge. And I'm just waiting for the time to harvest so I could, get a little better, because that time I only had maybe 6 months of expenses, like maybe 6,000-7,000. My rent's $500, and I got a kid. So I'm trying to budget every fucking thing out. You know what I'm saying? So that's it.
How many plants are you growing?
About 100 plants at a time.
At that time?
Yeah, that time, that was 100. I did 100. My harvest, it was like, so 3.5 months later, it was like, my bad. 3.5 months later, like when I harvest, it was like, maybe I made like 16 grand out of it. So that's when okay,
so you're taking 16 grand over 3 months. That's 4,000, or that's what?
About
a little over 5,000 a month.
But it was, to me, I was just like, wow, all right, so I could breathe a little bit, at least have some money, because now, I'm still in survival mode. I haven't really, and then after that, a month later.
So the harvest come in every month?
Yeah. Every 6 weeks, bro. BC bud is every fucking 6 weeks. So I was able to harvest. But that time I didn't steal electricity yet.
What's the electricity? So here's the thing about the electricity,
yes,
and I've heard this before from guys where they were like I guess you're drawing, the lights draw a different type of ampage or something,
yes.
And as a result, the electric company kind of figures out he's got to be running lights or something, and then they'll get like a warrant and come after you, like the cops will. Is that why you steal the electricity? That and cost, right?
Correct. Because each pellet, it sucks at 1,000 watts. It's 1,000 watts for one light.
For how long? For
It depends. How you run it 12 hours, 18 hours.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, back in the day, it's called high pressure sodium. High pressure sodium and metal halide.
Okay.
Those shit drains a lot of electricity. It's not like nowadays where every fucking LED and shit like that.
Yeah.
So when you use too much, like maybe 10 of them, it will red flag your house. You're pulling too much electricity.
And now the local cops can get, or the DEA can get like a warrant and just raid your shit.
Well, what happened is like the electricity companies will come and check it out, and after that they will red flag to the police department because all day what happened is to fly a copter by your house and they shoot infrared down your house, your basement, just see the heat level.
So I mean, how long can you get away with it until that happens?
Well, you gotta be nice to your neighbor. Your neighbors don't want to fuck you up. Well, one thing is what I learned after.
I like that. You gotta be nice to your neighbors.
Yeah, yeah, homie. Yeah, like, and after that, I learned how to. I paid my old boss to come down to Nebraska, teach me how to fucking store that power.
Right. So the guy from Canada comes down.
At this point, you have one house.
That's one.
Right.
Just the extra.
Yeah.
But at this point you realize I gotta
realized-
figure out that to get around that.
Yes.
I gotta steal electricity.
Because I see people got busted. Like, people got busted with like how like there's people in Seattle got busted like that all the time.
Right.
With fucking like crazy fucking power. But they figured out a way how to tap the wire, the power, before it registers into the meter.
Right.
So that's what happened. I did it. That's what happened. So when I got busted, when they told me how the fuck you did that, that was my shit too. Because I wonder how I did it, and that's how I did it. I was able, so, man, you gotta think like, a regular house, you could do max is like 8 lights, 2 for vetching and 8 for flowering. But you could triple that amount by power of like 30,000 watts. You know what I'm saying? Before it goes in the meter. So the power comes from is the main live wire, unlimited power. So it never registers up to the meter. So they never know how much fucking power you use from them.
Right.
Even
Yeah,
when
if it doesn't go through the meter, they have no clue.
They have no clue because it's fucking live.
Right,
man.
right.
It's live. Like I don't know technology nowadays could do it. Maybe back in my days,
I
like
think with the smart meter here in Florida, you can't.
yeah. So
Okay, so you're basically you're circumventing the meter and stealing power, and so you're basically unlimited on as many plants as you can grow. As many as you can get in the house.
that's why. Yeah.
So you jump from what? So what happened then? You got another house? What?
Yes. So I went and got in the house on normal streets, and that time I had no job, so I have to like.
On Normal Street?
Yeah, it's called normal.
I love it. You got X Street, Normal Street.
Ain't no fucking some shit. All right,
Boulevard.
yeah, the whole crazy story, and I have none of that shit, so I had to get people under his name. So my friend, his name was Toy Val, he helped me get that house, and that's how I met Aaron Polk on Normal Street.
What was his name? The first guy, Trey Vault. What?
Huh?
The guy that helped you get the house.
Oh, Toy Val. Toy Val.
Right.
Well,
And he's also Vietnamese.
He's Vietnamese.
Okay.
He ended up. I was doing pretty good until he ended up killing somebody.
Yeah, that always throws a wrench in the machinery.
Well, the fucked up thing is the dude that he killed ended up being gay.
Yeah,
So,
probably didn't
so he
help.
was jealous, right? So he was jealous his girl was like dancing with this gay dude at a club. And we all knew that dude was fucking gay as fuck because we know he was gay.
Right.
So what Toy Val that night, I was supposed to go hang with him and, shoot some shit and, talk and, but I didn't hang with him that night. So he hang by himself, went to the club, whatever. So he saw that dude. What happened is he shanked the dude, I don't know how fucking time, the dude ended up dying. So he got life right now. We still talk. Yeah, but so he fucked me up.
Son of a bitch, I stabbed him before and he didn't die. No, sorry. Okay, so
This shit is fucking wild, bro.
so he stabbed some guy, or a boyfriend, whatever.
Yeah, it was like just because a gay guy was dancing with his girlfriend. That was the reason why.
A gay guy was dancing with his girlfriend.
Yeah,
So he
guy
stabbed the gay guy.
Yeah, the guy's
okay.
fucking gay.
Now it makes sense. Okay.
My
okay,
bad,
okay.
man. I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still. Anyway, so he stabbed him, and not how I typically resolve my differences with people, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So that guy dies, and they come after your buddy.
Yeah.
He goes to prison.
Yes. So here I am, stuck with a house with a bunch of fucking weed, and my, he's my co-signer, but then I gotta deal with his fucking ass like he's in jail, prison forever. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was I just shut the house down. But when I met Aaron, that's when I bought a house from Aaron. So we and Aaron, we became like really good friends. You know, I tell him my story. So he knows here I am walking with a kid all the time. I'm with a fucking my son's 4 or 5 years old. All the fucking time. So here, even when I go sell weed, I'm with the fucking kid. Everywhere I do, I'm with the fucking kid.
So is Aaron also Vietnamese?
No, he's white.
Okay.
Yeah, white Aaron Pokes, my bad.
Because I mean, a lot of your co-defendants I know are Vietnamese. Like everybody thus far has been Vietnamese. This is the first white guy that's entered the. I know when I saw the mug shots, like there was always like Vietnamese, and then there was one guy.
Yeah.
Was there
Two
guys?
Yeah,
I
the
saw-
guy Kevin Polk, Karen Bolton. He's the guy that snitched me out when he got caught in my house. He's the one that told on me.
Right.
Because we get
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that. Yeah,
So-
I'll tell you that later, bro.
All right. So right now you shut down the house with Aaron.
No, I shut down that. Yeah,
Okay, and then what'd you do? Get another house?
I got another house with Aaron. When I met Aaron, that's when like shit's kind of like helped me out a little bit. So now I got like I know
Aaron did in his business though.
Aaron. He owns an investment firm, like real estate investments.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Selling rent.
Selling rent. You know, so now I
So
got
now you
fucking
got
house.
you got somebody who can get you the houses.
Yes, and I learned how the fucking that power comes from. So now it's like, okay, but I'm still with a fucking kid. So my time is always with the kid. And then now I got the house on 81st Street. It's a big house too. It was like 3,000 square foot, like 3 garage. And I love the basements because it's 1,000 square foot. I didn't give a fuck about nothing else. I just care how big the house is. How much power is it?
Right.
How many amps is it? Is it new? Can I do this?
How many plants can I get in it?
Correct,
Right.
sir. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I hit the house up with like 1,000 plant at first. 1,000, but it takes me forever to clone all that shit. So what happens, you have to before anything you do, you have to prepare. Like I have to clone a month ahead of schedule because it takes 7 days, get roots or whatever it is, another 3 weeks or 4 weeks to get mature enough to bam.
Right.
Kind of like stages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I had 1,000 plants in there, and now like I'm doing 30 lights. You know what I'm saying? So this is my first time ever gonna like full power with this house, and I love it.
Right.
So like now I have clientels already. Those clientels I'll be building, and now I had that house. So that's how it happens. But then bam, shit hit the fence again. I got caught.